And now Venezuela has accused the U.S. of provocation after an American warship steamed close to the South American country's territorial waters. The Venezuelan Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino said an American naval destroyer approached within 30 miles of the coast in clear act of provocation. Padrino warned that if the destroyer had carried out military operations in Venezuelan waters, it would have received a forceful response from the armed forces. U.S.-Venezuela tensions have escalated in recent weeks over the arrival of 5 Iranian tankers to help alleviate fuel shortages in the South American country. And joining us now out of New York is Danny Shaw, professor of Latin American and Caribbean Studies. Hello, Dan. Always a pleasure to have you on the program, bud. Your thoughts? I mean, are we witnessing Washington time and again trying to provoke Caracas into some kind of conflict?
That's exactly their intention, continually penetrating Venezuelan waters in the most provocative ways. 800 U.S. troops that Trump has sent to the Colombian-Venezuelan border, new troop deployments to Honduras, 11 U.S. military bases in Panama, 9 in Colombia. So Venezuela is completely encircled, and this hasn't even been in a headline in the United States. They do all these things to overthrow the government of Venezuela, and CNN and Fox don't even mention it.
And Danny, wasn't it just about a month ago when some special forces guys were snatched up by the Caracas government there, trying to stir up some kind of, some kind of overthrow attempt, was it?
Yeah, exactly. In collaboration with the Colombian military and Colombian intelligence. These soldiers of fortune trying to cash in on this $15 million bounty on the President Nicolas Maduro's head, invaded through Colombia into Venezuela, trying to stimulate and provoke a coup d'etat.
So what is the Trump administration's, in your interpretation, end game right now with Venezuela? Donald Trump has a few months to do his shuffle while he's still in office, if not for another 4 years after that. But just for the foreseeable future, if he's trying to get a win in the whole Venezuela thing, what's his end game around in the next few months?
Yeah, regime change is nothing but a fancy euphemism for recolonization. And Trump may try to do this, the quote-unquote tail that wags the dog, to detract from a polarized America, a racially divided white supremacist America. So this is a huge way to distract and quote-unquote score a victory before November. And things are increasingly against Trump. We see all these different factions of the Republicans, whether it's John Bolton or the military generals, who are increasingly against Trump. The bad news for Venezuela is that even a Joe Biden victory does not mean an end to the sanctions, the economic war, and this hybrid war that, whether it's Obama, Democrats, Republicans, Trump, or Biden, it's an ongoing, unfettered war against Venezuelan sovereignty.
All right, Danny, always a pleasure, and stay safe out there in New York. Joining us there out of New York is Danny Shaw, professor of Latin American and Caribbean Studies.